Hello. Bear with me whilst I just share the videos. No. No. Go back to bed. Go back to bed. You have to share the same cushion. Sit down. Sit. There's something outside that Coco's not a fan of. So I've closed the door so that she doesn't keep running in and out of the house. So she's just staring at the door instead. Lovely. Hi Sue. Hi Phil. Okay. All shared. Yeah, exactly, Sue. Where's the fun in that? I'm so mean for not letting her go and bark over the fence instead of at the door. I'm just chopping up some swede. I wanted to get this parboiling before I was live, but I've only just got in. So we're going to start off with that. Because it's not quite swede chips I'm going to do with this. It's just sort of like cubed swede that I'm going to roast because I like that. Hi, Miriam. Don't judge me. I don't know where our peeler's gone. I know Dad used it in the class yesterday. I don't know. So I'm just I'm wasting a bit more swede than normal, but still gets the skin off. I'm going to do this for me and Louis. So I usually use about 200 grams per person when it's me and Louis eating of swede. So anyway, today I'm doing stuffed burgers once I've prepped the swede, and I've got the water part boiling on the back. Stuffed burgers, basically, it's a burger with something inside it, and I've got some fancy cheeses thanks to Tracy, which I'm going to use inside. So these are the Mouse House brand. So I've got a red Leicester and a garlic and chive, and I'll just use that for the melt in the middle part. Now, because I want this sweet to parboil quite quickly, I'm going to chop it up quite small. Once it's parboiled, I want to get it in the Ninja Foodi with a bit of olive oil. But yeah, you can do this as chips as well. It will just take longer to parboil. So how are we all? I know I only did a live a couple of days ago, but it feels like a while since I've done this. I don't know why. There's been a lot going on. If you haven't noticed, the Ketoroma website is currently closed, just so we can catch up on orders, but it will be open again tomorrow to take orders ready for delivery before Easter. And we'll probably close it again once we've done the Easter dispatch. Okay, some chip-like, most just cubes. I need to do that as well. In fact, let's get that in, because I've only used a small pan, and I don't think I've got enough space to do all the swede in one go. Louis is going to be late back, because it is a Wednesday, right? It is Wednesday. Which means I can do his swede after. I'm being careful not to splash myself, don't worry. Slowly lowering it into the water. Hi, Kat. How are you? Yeah, I'll just leave it as one portion of swede in there. I'll do the other one later. Okay, stuffed burgers. I should have done Easter Scotch eggs. What, as a live or as a product? Hi, Lisa. Okay, so the mince I've got is, I think this is 5%. It was a big tray and I portioned it up into Tupperware and then froze it. So I think this is the 5% from Aldi. I really, really like it. You can use higher percentage fat if you want. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm only going to have one burger. And I probably won't need to use all of this mint. So I'll do about 150 grams of mint per burger. That was 80. And do I give Louis 2 or do I just give Louis 2 slightly smaller ones? Let's think. Wait, it might be all of this mint, you know. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I've got 340 grams of mint. So I'll make a 150 gram Coco. She's never interested in toys, and now she wants the ball underneath the cupboard. There you go. Is he not interested now? About 340 grams of mince in total. I'll use 150 for me and the rest for Louis. Because I've got such a small amount, I'm not going to bother with the egg and the shallots in the recipe. So the recipe on the website is for 750 grams of mince, and you use 1 egg with that. And because we like to add shallots as well, so it helps find it all together. Yeah, I thought it was the mince, Lisa, but no, she's happily playing with a toy for the first time in ages. Usually she just likes bones. So I'm just going to add some seasoning, and then with the press we've got, I rarely need to add sort of like egg or anything to keep it together. What do I add? Ooh. Actually, let's keep this quite mild because I want the flavour of the cheese to come through. So salt and pepper. And I'll add some chili flakes. Yeah, because I've got garlic and chive cheese to go in mine. That's the one I want. Enjoying the rest of my week off. Been waiting for a semi-decent day to do some gardening. The sun has only just come out. It's been raining for like 2 days over here. Wait, see, Sue, I did go for the paprika, but then I thought, maybe we can get away with not using it today. But it's funny how it's almost like a reflex now. I go to the spice rack and I'm like, okay, paprika first. We must have the worst luck with pepper mills because this one's awful as well. There's barely anything. Dried chilies. Sue, I didn't think you meant to say that. Yeah. I can't let you down. Do you need me to add paprika, Miriam? I can do if it'll make you feel better. I'm not going to say no. I love paprika. It does look a bit... Well, I'm just used to it being like really smoky and stuff with paprika, so it's weird that it's not that. I hope you can't hear the dogs too much because now Archie's got the toy and so they're chasing it around the dining room. Okay. I am going to use this pan so we can see what we're doing. And we'll need to add some oil. Before I start messing around with the mince, I'm going to chop some slices in cheese. Now I don't want much because I want it to like be sealed within the beef mince. Okay, how many? I'll do one more. I like this cheese. Yeah, so Sue, so Tracy got me these cheeses after I drove back from the Keto Festival. She gave me 3, and I very kindly said to Louis, "You can have the green one. It's a very strong one. It is very nice, but I prefer these 2." we have a do not eat list on the fridge. So we have like a sticky whiteboard, and we have a list on the fridge so that Louis can read what like, say if I meal prep something, and he'll just go, oh, I'll have that. But I've planned it for like maybe a live or a dinner a couple of days later. So we have a do not eat list, and these two went on the do not eat list, which is why they've lasted so long. And I wanted to do something special with them, so that's why I did this live. Okay, so I'm going to do 75 grams of mince. In the bottom. I should have weighed it without the spatula because it's annoying having to put the spatula back in every time. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to press that down fairly evenly. Doesn't have to be fully pressed down because I've got the press part. Yeah, well, the list partially works. So as Sue says, Louis doesn't read it sometimes. So for the cheeses, he did. But I think the reason why he did read the list that time is because before I went to the Bristol Festival, Sue wanted a cheese mite loaf. And so we had a cheese mite loaf in the fridge for Sue. And I put, do you know what? I'm going to combine the cheeses. I want to do a bit of both. I put on the do not eat list the cheese mite loaf in the freezer. So it wasn't even in the fridge, like inside. It was in the freezer. It's for Sue. And we get a phone call from Louis on the way back from Bristol. He's like, what can I do for dinner? I'm like, look, open the fridge and find something. Just don't eat the stuff on the do not eat list. And he goes, about that. And apparently he had seen the cheese mite loaf. We have so much bread in the freezer. And he went for the cheese mite loaf. He saw that, thought, oh, I'll have some. But this was at lunchtime. Toasted it, 4 slices, and then saw the list on the fridge, and then didn't just go, oh well, it's too late now. He then put it back in the tub on the side and didn't eat it. So half of Sue's loaf was toasted when we got home. Hang on, I didn't weigh that out. Yeah, that's right. Okay, 75 grams of beef, the cheese, and then the rest of the mince. I'm going to press that down to make quite a chunky burger. So yeah, we had a phone call with Sue, with Louis, and he just went silent. He was like, yeah, that cheese mite loaf is partially toasted now. Fat. What should I use? I'm kind of tempted to use that. We were pan frying yesterday. So in the members class, Dad was making a new recipe, and I've written it in the library. It is in the library now. It's just missing a photo and macros at the moment, but it is there if you want to have a look. Prawn curry in a deep fried roti. So we used the turmeric roti from the bakery, Key to Roma, if you're unaware. Let's do a bit more. And we pan fried it, and it really, really worked. Oh, deep fried, sorry. So this was cooking in coconut oil, and the reason why it's the colour it is because it's had a turmeric and garlic roti in. So it smells sort of like turmeric-y, garlicky. I like pan frying burgers in coconut oil because it takes a lot to start smoking, and Coco's not a fan of smoke, so it's perfect for us. Well, see, Miriam, the do not eat list, it had it in red pen. And it's at eye level. So, but yeah, it just didn't read. Actually, yeah, and then the last time Sue was here, it was the sausages. Sue's just quickly learned, don't store anything at our house because it will get eaten by someone. Look at that, that's quite a chunky burger, that. Okay, the heat is on like medium because I want it to sort of start cooking whilst I do this, but not go over the top. I'll see, that's quite a big burger and there's even more mince here, so I might just make a really small patty. It might work, we'll see. Just stick labels on the food like Alice in Wonderland. But he doesn't go to the fridge or the freezer with his glasses on. Yeah, it was Dad that cooked the sausages. Hi, Mira. I'm doing good, thank you. Okay. So a combination of cheeses. I don't want to overfill it, so I've got a bit of leftover mince there. But that's fine. I'll make a little patty. Or maybe a tiny meatball with the remaining red Leicester. Let's move that. Okay. Yeah, that's not enough mince to form like a small burger. So I'll just roll it up into a meatball. And I'll put that red Leicester on top once it's cooked. There we go. Okay. Okay, how is the Swede doing? Let's pop a lid on that. Because it is rather noisy. Right, I'm just going to take the Swede. Yeah, okay. Knife's going in easily. So, I'm going to use the foodie as normal. Low rack. And little oven tray that sits in perfectly in there. So I'll just drain the Swede. Okay. I'm sure Louis doesn't have anything against soup. He's eaten my lunch too many times to count. That's why I originally put the do not eat list up. He's got into the habit of asking, even if something isn't on the list, he's like, are you sure I can have this? Like this. Okay, parboiled Swede. I'm going to chuck that in. Add some olive oil. Hopefully you can't stand there because you're in the way. Move out of the way. Come on. Here we go. About 10 mils of olive oil. I'm just going to add salt, pepper, and maybe some herbs. And I just like to roast this until it's golden, which will probably be until the end of the live. You won't get it crispy because there's not like the sugars in it. It is a lower carb vegetable. So it won't go properly crispy like a chip. It's just roasted Swede. A key-coded locked box to go into the freezer. It's not a bad idea. Maybe I should get one of them. In fact, I have a drawer that I know for a fact Louis doesn't go in. So, I made some toasted pecan butter. He doesn't know about it. And he won't know about it. He likes his almond butter anyway. There's loads of that in the cupboard. Alright. Roasted Swede. Or will be roasted Swede. I'm just going to pop that in the foodie. And I'll just use its normal setting for bake/roast. I'm never too fussed about sort of the... oh, it's Lisa, don't worry, he won't watch the live. I know that for a fact. Alright, I'm going to turn these over. I don't think I know which one. I think that one's mine. I'm sure it is. I'll keep the can off now. I don't want to get it loads of water in there. Nice colour on them though. Yes, so in the drawer. So I made, I was filming a video a couple of days ago. So the video will be on the YouTube channel. It's toasted pecan butter. The recipe is in the library. 1 second. I'll find it. It's really nice. And it's 2 to 3 ingredients. So it's pecans. And then coconut oil. I use unflavoured. And then if you want, you can add some sweetener. I add a spoon. Come on. Highlight the entire thing. What are you doing? I do hate the keyboard on this laptop sometimes. There you go. Right, I'm just turning up the heat. The good thing is I can't see any cheese, so it's all stayed inside. I'm just going to move them around so that they can use up all the oil that's on the sides. I love how everyone's now admitting they hide food from other people in the house. So does everyone else have a secret stash of like stuff they've made that they don't want anyone else to eat? No worries, Lisa. It is really, really nice. I mean, Sue said it's gorgeous. Pecans are one of my favourite things to make butter out of, and especially at home. With the food process that we have, so I'm assuming it'll be similar for other people. I struggle to make a homemade butter using almonds because the skin on them makes it not taste very nice compared to the store-bought almond butter, and you'll never get the same sort of consistency. Whereas hazelnuts and pecans are quite soft in comparison to break down. Once they've been roasted, they taste amazing, and within a couple of minutes you have pecan butter. Come on, turn on. Oh, I'll tell you what I was also going to do. I might as well do it whilst I'm here. I was going to make some like tomato sauce. We've not made tomato sauce in ages. Here you go. Here's where the paprika is. I knew it'd come in somewhere. So the sides of the burger, obviously you've got to be careful not to pick up the cheese, but it's pretty much there. So we've got some passata. I'll make a sauce to go with these and the Swede whilst we wait. The burgers are pretty much done. I'm just going to use, in fact I'll use the same pan, I'll just put the Swede in. Let them sit over there for a minute. So tomato sauce used to be something I made quite regularly, but I've not made it in a while. I'll use the whole carton of passata. You can use chopped tomatoes if you want. And I do always add paprika to this because I love adding paprika to this. Okay. What else should I add? Salt. I'll just leave it as salt, paprika, and herb. Basically, I'm just going to heat this, and you can leave it as long as you want to thicken as much as you want. You go, Miriam. Are you watching? Need to get a lid on that quickly before it starts spitting at me too much. Anything else? No, I'll do. I'll give that a quick mix, and then basically let it sit. I'm going to cover it with the lid for a little while, just to get it heated up. But I'll leave a tiny gap here to let some of the steam out. You get tomato everywhere otherwise. So there we go. Eye is untwitching. Great. Fantastic. The best place is empty bags from frozen veg. Because it is very annoying when you spend some time meal prepping and then it gets eaten by someone else. Unless I've made it for someone else. I'm like, well, I was planning on having that. But Louis is actually getting a tooth removed tomorrow. So he's like making a bunch of soups that he can eat over the next couple of days. That's pointless. So maybe I'll just get payback. Maybe I'll just have soup, even though I never eat soup. Maybe just that one day I'll decide I want soup. Okay. I'm basically just waiting around now. So if you have any questions, let me know. Let's get a little bit of that. I'll check on the Sweden a little bit. I'm going for half the time. Might give it a bit of a stir. Hang on, Mira. Worked for 28 years. Wow. Yeah, I mean, Helen, the best thing is Dad came home yesterday with a broken baked cheesecake brownie. Louis is allergic to peanuts and Dad doesn't eat it. So it's on mine, and I don't have to worry about putting it on the do not eat list because Louis stays clear of anything with peanuts in. So that's what there's one upside. Has it been miserable everywhere else? Because it really has been raining non-stop today. I don't mind it. As long as it's warm, or warmish, which it is now. It's like 12, 14 degrees. Maybe call it the contains peanuts list instead. You know, we have a running joke when if we make something new, you know, like a development, and Louis like, oh, what's this? And Dad's like, it's a chocolate orange banana peanut bread or something like that. Because he hates chocolate orange, he hates peanut, and he's allergic to peanut and he hates banana. So there's that. Let's chop up this whilst we're waiting. So this is Louis' portion of Swede, which I'll do the same with if he's even home. I don't know whether he's staying on at school and then going straight to the bakery, or whether he's coming home. But we'll find out. I'll parboil it anyway. Washing machine or dog treat cupboard. Wow. There we go, we've got some nice chip shapes there. Wait, so Helen, he even found it when he didn't know you'd hidden it. He has a cheesecake radar. I wouldn't be surprised. Then again, I walked into the bakery yesterday. I was like, "Are you making a big batch of lemon cake?" And the oven was full of lemon cakes. The entire bakery smelled amazing. I'll pop that on top of the little mini meatball I made. It's melt. Okay. Tomato is still managing to get its way out of the pan. Lovely. Turn the heat right down. Swedes were looking nice. It's not golden yet. Oh, actually, it's got some golden edges. I'm gonna turn it up to grill to sort of fire it for a couple of minutes. And let's get a plate. Which one was mine again? I've forgotten. I think it's this one. Right, I'm just going to turn that off because it keeps spitting. Tomatoes go crazy. Look at that. Smells good though. Right, that's a little bit sweet. We don't want. This will go into the pan when it's parboiling. I'm getting really impatient for this Swede now because I want to like put a plate up rather than just have the burger there. Oh yeah, so in the sauce, passata. So a carton of passata, but you can use chopped tomatoes if you want, and if you want to blitz it to make it smooth, then that's fine. And then I added salt, paprika, and herbs. Basically, have what you want. I was going to add some chili flakes, but I've already put chili flakes in the burgers. And Louis usually mixes it with the sweet chili sauce or something like that as well. So I thought, you know what, let's just keep it nice and simple, and basically just cook it down until you want. Now I got really distracted, and it's been on a high heat for a while, so it's sort of bubbled around a lot. But it smells great. So I'm just letting it calm down. I don't know whether you can still see the steam coming off, so it's still reducing a little bit. But I just thought I'd make that. I'm going to get the Swede out now. Now we're going to imagine this is nice and golden brown, because it would be in like 10 minutes time. But I'm impatient. And I don't really care if the Swede has loads of golden edges. As long as it's grilled like that, I can see the skin start to go sort of not crispy, but like a similar word to that. I'm not very good at explaining that. Okay. So it's almost like burger and chips, but like a really lazy version because I don't really want a bun and the chips aren't really chip shaped or golden. But, you know, I don't, this is real life. It's quite a lot of Swede for 200 grams. So Swede was just olive oil, salt, pepper, and herbs. Once it's parboiled, mix it all together and roasted. And there we go. Let's get a spoon of tomato sauce. Can I? Hang on. Let me put that over there. Can you see the tomato around there? This is what happens when you get distracted. Don't get distracted whilst you're making tomato sauce. It will bubble everywhere. At least there was a lid on it. Could do with some salad leaves, but we don't have any in. So if you want, you can imagine there's salad leaves there, if that would make you happier. But I'm quite happy with just this. There we go. Actually, let's see if I can cut the burger open. pour. Nice. So it's not going to, I suppose you can see the red Leicester colour on camera, but there's a little pocket of cheese in there, and it's all sort of melted down nicely. So that is a mix of red Leicester and garlic and chive cheese. If you wanted something that sort of looks like it's got a big pocket in it as well, go for cream cheese and mix herbs and spices in there if you'd like, because the cream cheese holds its shape a bit more. But there we go. I'm looking forward to that. Thank you very much for watching. I think there's a live tomorrow. Bear with. Yes, there is. Tomorrow at 5. There's a live and it's eggs. So eggs, and he does make it into coffee, mousse, and chaffles. Now out of the 3, I would only eat the chaffles, but it's like an experimentation. So if you're interested, go and watch that at 5. And then we've got our Friday Q&A that we were going to do last week and then never managed to do. So we've moved it to this week, but it's at 5:30, not 6:30. And then Sue and Tracy are live on Sunday making jelly chocolates. So there we go. Yeah, if you want to, you can imagine the salad leaves their room. Do you know what? You can have whatever you want, but I'm quite happy without them today. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I'll probably see you tomorrow, but I'll be behind the camera, more than likely. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.